This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A disease known as citrus greening has devastated farms across Florida. Now, Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan says the Department of Agriculture will be dedicating $13.6 million to search for a cure. ABC7's Kate Flexter takes a look at the potential impact for our local economy.
Here at Mixon Farms, they've seen the damage that citrus greening can do in just a short amount of time. And they hope this is a first step to stopping the disease and saving the citrus industry. So how old are these trees right here?
Ones you see right here are anywhere from 5, 6 years old.
6 years ago, Dean Mixon had trees in his orange grove dating back to the 1800s. Today, his oldest tree is 12 years old. That's because they all died from the devastating disease known as citrus greening.
It was very frustrating. We sold off some of the land because we were losing so many trees.
From 2005 to 2014, citrus greening alone caused Florida orange production to drop by more than half, according to the University of Florida's Institute of Food and Agriculture. The disease spread by insects originated on foreign soil, and the Mixons have advocated in Washington, D.C. for stricter regulations on imports.
I always say that it's illegal immigration of insects, and then we are stuck with it.
More than a decade after it was discovered in Florida, there's still no cure for infected trees. Now, though, Congressman Vern Buchanan announced millions of dollars in federal funds that will go to finding a cure, something he says is vital to maintaining a strong economy and protecting jobs here in Southwest Florida.
It's critically important to the health of our economy here in Manatee County.
Jackie Dzelski of Manatee County's Chamber of Commerce says Manatee County ranks 10th among Florida counties for citrus acreage.
Not only the harvesting of that fruit, but also the processing of that fruit creates jobs and really improves our economy locally.
But the Mixons worry it could be too little, too late.
In the meantime, more and more farmers are closing the doors and leaving their crops, and so we need it now.
The Mixons say they've reached out to Congressman Vern Buchanan and hope to work with him moving forward. For now in Bradenton, Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. Now to an urgent manhunt in Northwest Florida for a couple on the run who may be linked to 3 murders across 2 states. William Billy Boyette and Mary Craig Rice are considered armed and dangerous. Boyette is wanted in the killing of 3 women, starting with a former girlfriend, Alicia Greer, a mother of 3. He's accused also of killing Jacqueline Jeanette Moore and a 3rd victim in Alabama, Peggy Braz, killed in her front yard, and the pair fled in her car. A 4th shooting victim, Kayla Crocker, is in critical condition. The Escambia and Santa Rosa County Sheriff's offices have increased patrols, and they are combing the area. They say they will take Boyette dead or alive.
Mr. Boyette, there are 2 places you can end up, prison or a cemetery. The choice is yours. How it happens is totally up to you. Do the right thing, turn yourself in. We will treat you fairly.
Investigators say the pair may be hiding out in the woods, and Rice has reportedly dyed her hair orange to avoid detection. Police say Boyette is a heavy user of the synthetic drug Spice, and that he reportedly said to many people that he will not be taken alive. Police say a toddler has died after being left for more than an hour in a hot car outside of a South Florida home. Miami-Dade police say 1-year-old Samuel J. Schnall died at a hospital after he was found inside the car yesterday afternoon. Local news outlets there quote investigators as saying a family member was watching the child and had been, quote, out and about on Monday. When the family member came home, the child was left inside the car. The child did not live at the home in Pinecrest, which is south of Miami. Temperatures were in the low 80s at the time. A follow-up now on the sentencing for a teenager accused of killing a Florida teacher and injuring 5 others in a stabbing rampage in Britain. Today, a judge in Britain sentenced 19-year-old Zakaria Bulhan to be detained indefinitely at a mental hospital. On Monday, he pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of Darlene Horton of Tallahassee. He also pleaded guilty to wounding 5 others in the attack near the British Museum last August. The Tesla Model S is now officially the world's fastest car. Motor Trend put the car to the test. With electric engines, the Model 2 jumped from a dead stop to 60 miles an hour in 2.28 seconds. That is faster than any other street legal cars, including Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, and any other sports car you can name. The weight of the Model S helps its tires grip the road. So, Bob, wouldn't you like to be driving around in that one?
Yeah, hard to believe. Yeah, that's a pretty amazing story right there. They keep getting better and better, don't they, as far as that goes? And we're doing pretty good weather-wise here. We have a few inland storms taking shape out ahead of the actual front now, which is pushing through Panhandle of Florida, bringing some rough weather there. There is a chance we could see some thunderstorms. I think mainly inland, pushing off toward the east coast. Nothing severe at this point for us. Just to the north, though, of Interstate 4, there's a chance. It's marginal. They could see some rough storms. Winds may be gusting as high as 50 to 60 miles an hour. But again, it appears to be out of our viewing area. There's also a chance for some tornadoes over the Panhandle. Not so much for us here. Tornado watches are out, and there are a couple of tornado warnings in progress right now. One in Mississippi east of Jackson, and another one in southeastern portions of Alabama tonight. We've already had several tornadoes move through Louisiana near New Orleans, causing some significant damage there. But for us, as I mentioned, we're high and dry here. Some inland showers and storms are starting to break out. Some false echoes down to our south, heading off to the east. We'll have more on another cold front, which will cool us down a little bit later this week. Details on that coming up in a few short minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Tonight, a federal appeals court will hear arguments on challenges to President Donald Trump's travel ban. The three-judge panel in San Francisco will determine the fate of the executive order that temporarily bars travel to the U.S. from 7 Muslim-majority countries. A federal judge in Washington state suspended parts of the order last Friday. The next stop will likely be the Supreme Court. But that's a move President Trump says would defy common sense.
If you remember, ISIS said we are going to infiltrate the United States and other countries through the migration. And then we're not allowed to be tough on the people coming in? Explain that one.
The court will determine if the travel ban will remain suspended for now. The hour-long telephone hearing is set to begin tonight at 6 o'clock. More protest in Florida over that travel ban. Pro-immigrant demonstrators gathered at a Miami-Dade County Commission meeting in downtown Miami today. The demonstration was an effort to sway commissioners to protect undocumented immigrants. It came after Miami-Dade County's mayor ordered the commissioner there ordered the county to cooperate with new federal immigration policies from President Trump. The mayor told the Corrections Department to honor all requests by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, including holding immigration suspects in Miami-Dade jails. So far, the stock market is responding strongly to President Trump. Since his election, the Dow has risen 9%, including surpassing 20,000 for the first time. Investors are also responding well to Trump's push for deregulation and his tough talk on foreign trade deals. But not everyone is celebrating. One Sarasota manufacturer says he relies on China for his manufacturing, and his customers could bear the burden of an escalating trade war.
The product's just too expensive made in America, so obviously you turn to China. You can buy a $2 product that if you made here would cost you $25.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll hear from economic experts about the pros and cons of President Trump's America First trade policies. At one time, trains were the main mode of transportation across our country, and they played a very big role in the development of where we live. Today, trains mainly carry freight, and they're still relatively active in some areas of the Suncoast. Over the next 2 nights, ABC7's Scott Dennis will explore the rich history of these trains and the new ways we're using the rail lines.
Nearly every day of the week, the juice train can be spotted coming and going from the Tropicana plant in Bradenton. It's the most active train on the Suncoast. Trains are also active at Port Manatee. The port has nearly 7 miles of tracks and 2 locomotives. Rail use in Sarasota County is not so common, with only sporadic train sightings. In East Manatee County, you can find a window into the past.
I love trains. That's why I'm here.
Pat Masterson is the president of the Florida Railroad Museum in Parrish. He drives these old trains.
Okay, so the reverser key is in, and if we want to go reverse, we would pop that way, and then we would throttle up.
Transporting people back in time with weekend excursions to the museum's maintenance facility in Willow and back.
Railroads built Florida. They built the whole country. So it's really important for us to preserve that and make that available to people to see.
The tracks carrying this rail history lesson were first built in 1904, and some of those original rails remain. This is where loggers brought fresh-cut cypress trees to Willow's sawmill. For many museum visitors, this is their very first ride on a train.
We still think it's important to have the old railroad cars running and on display so that people come here and they can see all of the things that happened here in the last century.
Sarasota County's train history began in the late 1800s. The Slow and Wobbly, as it was known, was a poorly built 9-mile rail line between Bradenton and Sarasota and gave passengers a painfully rough ride. In 1902, construction began on the Seaboard Air Line. And in 1903, the first passenger train, a wood-burning steam engine, pulled into Sarasota. Making headlines in 1916, a train wreck in North Sarasota, the train's fireman was the only one hurt. When the Ringling Circus moved its headquarters to Sarasota in the late 1920s, near what's now Fruitville and Beneva, a spur track was built for the circus's train cars. Passenger train service to the Sarasota area ended in 1971. The local newspaper documenting some students taking one of the last rides from Venice to Sarasota, ending a grand era of train travel on the Suncoast.
And tomorrow we'll show you how some of the area's little-used rail lines are finding a new life and purpose through something called Rails to Trails. Famous author and part-time Suncoast resident Stephen King is teaming up with his son for a national book convention. Stephen and Owen King will be featured at a June 1st breakfast at the Jacob Javits Center in New York as part of a book expo. They will be promoting a novel they worked on together, Sleeping Beauties. According to organizers, King has never been a featured speaker at the convention before, although he has attended in the past. And a very popular writer will be on the Suncoast tonight for the Manatee Library Foundation fundraiser. Nicholas Sparks is the New York Times best-selling author of The Notebook and Safe Haven. Both were romantic flicks on the big screen. He's written many more books. Proceeds from the fundraiser will benefit the Manatee Library System's new literacy program for kids. The event will be at the Neal Performing Arts Center at the State College of Florida Bradenton campus starting tonight at 7 o'clock. And still to come on your Suncoast News, the flu spreading across the country, where the outbreak is particularly bad, and what health officials are doing to try and stop it.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The CDC says flu activity is high to extremely high in more than a dozen regions around the United States. The new report measures flu activity through the last week in January. Kim Hutcherson shows us where the outbreak is particularly bad.
Blow your nose then.
The CDC says 51 out of 54 U.S. states and territories are experiencing elevated levels of flu and flu-like illnesses. A recent CDC report finds there have been more than 31,000 confirmed cases of influenza this season. The virus has been associated with 15 pediatric deaths, 7 of those reported in the week ending January 28th alone. The vast majority of flu cases this season, over 87%, have been caused by influenza A, and the virus is still spreading in 40 states and Puerto Rico. Typically, the U.S. flu season begins in October, peaks between December and March, then slows through spring. Symptoms of the flu include a fever or chills, headache, soreness, and a feeling of lethargy or fatigue. Health officials say it's not too late to get the flu vaccine, and that vaccination is important not only for self-protection, but to keep others from contracting the virus as well. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
And now for a check on our forecast, let's head over to Bob.
Well, right now we are looking at the beautiful weather up and down the Sun Coast as far as the sunshine goes, but a little bit breezy out there, and it has been warm. And I tell you what, we have a big golf tournament taking place at the Plantation on Wednesday and Thursday. Basically, the Plantation Community Foundation Celebrity Golf Classic. We're hoping the weather cooperates. It did for the 20th Invitational of the Boca Royal Golf and Country Club. They raised $85,000 for the Loveland Village, and appreciate that shot. Again, some good golf there, good golfing weather. That was just recently. And as far as the Titan radar picture goes, well, some big storms to the north of us and some rough weather too. Tornado warnings and watches, and also severe thunderstorms are possible through this evening. But the tornado watch is starting to lessen somewhat. At least that possibility is going down somewhat. We'll see some storms here, mainly inland, pushing toward the east coast. You can see that activity lined up from Polk County, stretching into Highlands County. This looks like rainfall, but it's not. We're checking the visible satellite imagery as well as some weather stations down there, not indicating any clouds or showers at this time, but some big storms. This is all legitimate right here near Panama City, stretching off toward Albany, and then Tallahassee gets set for some big storms there with some frequent lightning strikes and also the possibility of winds gusting as high as 60 miles an hour. We've already had reports, numerous reports of tornadoes from Mississippi stretching over to Louisiana, especially near New Orleans. But again, some big storms near Interstate 4 near Winter Haven and into Highlands County, pushing off to the east right now. And for us, the visible satellite imagery not detecting any storms there where it looks like it is raining, but this is showing up as far as that line goes, stretching into central Florida, and this definitely is approaching our area. Now, there is a chance we could see some late night showers and, yes, a possibility of a few thunderstorms, but that chance much higher as you move northward through the state. From, say, Interstate 4 northward, there's a chance for some rougher storms later on tonight and tomorrow morning. 76 right now, plenty of sunshine. Warm temperatures today with high dew point temperatures will give us the possibility of some sea fog forming. Whenever you get the south wind out ahead of a cold front, there's that potential for getting some fog developing, and we could see that late tonight and tomorrow morning, especially near the coast. 80 the high today. 72 is our normal. We were just 4 degrees shy once again of the record high set back in 1989. This morning's low was warm too at 60. We'll be even warmer still tomorrow morning. And as far as the rainfall goes, the rain chances not all that high over the upcoming days, but still there's a chance we could see a few spotty showers. Temperatures behind the front, 60 in Pensacola, 81 in Orlando, 79 now in Key West, and 77 degrees now in Miami. And around town, temperatures, these again are some false readings there. 91 in Arcadia and 91 in Punta Gorda. Not accurate at this point. The weather stations are a little confused. As far as the hourly forecast goes, we're expecting temperatures in the mid-70s to upper 70s tomorrow. We'll have a mixture of sun and clouds. The fog, when it's sea fog, could stick around a little longer than usual, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Well, here comes the front late tonight into north central Florida, and then even out in the Gulf of Mexico. It kind of fades away by Wednesday morning. The front hangs on, and then we have another secondary cold front. This one will be a little bit more significant in terms of cool air, but not much rainfall anticipated as it moves through on Thursday morning, bringing with it a chance for a few morning showers Thursday. Well, sea fog lightly over the next couple of nights and mornings too. South winds at 10 knots. Seas will be 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. Tides upcoming. High tide will be at 9:04 and sunset at 6:16. Sunrise at 7:12. Tonight, overnight fog, partly cloudy, some scattered storms, mainly inland, 65, very warm temperatures. And then for tomorrow, 79, just a few scattered showers are possible. And then that fog should burn off, revealing partly cloudy skies. The extended forecast, the fog in the morning, otherwise a 30% chance for showers and a few storms early Thursday morning. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Still slow going on I-75 in Sarasota at this hour. Traffic is backed up in the northbound lanes from Clark Road all the way up to University. General Motors is celebrating a record-breaking year. The company sold 10 million cars in 2016. That is the largest number of sales it achieved in more than 100 years of operation. This is GM's fourth straight year of record sales, and the achievement comes despite a slowing domestic market. Just 7 years ago, GM declared bankruptcy and was bailed out by the federal government. Carnival season in Brazil is just around the corner. This year, tourist activities are expected to generate about $1.9 billion. This includes from bars, restaurants, hotels, car rentals, and flights, as well as a lot of shopping. But despite the number, the economic activity is expected to be about 6% lower than last year and is likely to be the worst performance in tourist activity for the past 3 years. The official date for Carnival is Tuesday, February 28th. Entertainment news is coming up next.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Peace of mind is really crucial. The safety and security of this higher level of care, I think, is really important. Great nurses, great doctors, technologies that can really help when you are dealing with complications, high-risk newborns, or the infants that have medical conditions. This is the kind of care that we want at our public hospital.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Actor Alec Baldwin keeps getting laughs on Saturday Night Live portraying President Donald Trump, but he may soon have to share the spotlight with Rosie O'Donnell. The actress is responding to several requests from Twitter followers that she play Chief Strategist Steve Bannon on SNL. The longtime nemesis of Mr. Trump tweeted that she's available and will serve if called on SNL. O'Donnell also called Melissa McCarthy a, quote, comedy god for her portrayal of Press Secretary Sean Spicer on the most recent episode of SNL. The Patriots aren't the only winners of the Super Bowl. Lady Gaga is cashing in big time after her halftime show. The superstar singer sold about 150,000 digital albums and songs on Sunday. That is a 1,000% increase over the day before, according to Nielsen Music. Sales of Lady Gaga's hit songs Born This Way, Bad Romance, and Poker Face all spiked. Riding the momentum after the game, Lady Gaga announced plans for a world tour kicking off this summer. Model Christy Brinkley is returning to the pages of Sports Illustrated. The swimsuit issue at age 63, although she does not look 63. This time she's appearing with her 31-year-old and 18-year-old daughters in the issue that comes out later this month. Brinkley told People magazine she thought her days of posing in a bathing suit were over when she turned 30, but she said getting to pose with her daughters convinced her to do it again. Brinkley first appeared on the cover of the swimsuit issue in 1979, and she looks just as good or better. How is that possible? She defies genetics, but she is really healthy. I know I've read a lot about how she keeps her aging in check, and I'll try to follow some of her tips. They look beautiful. We'll be right back.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
I heard about the Dottoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dottoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dottoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.